Kayla says,
Whoops.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
hey Kayla, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about the delay. I just had a leader quick asking me something important, and I had to help her at the last minute here. And I shouldn't say had to. I wanted to help her. Sorry. Give me 1 second to get my notes up. But how is everybody? Was anybody sharing good news yet, or were we all just quietly?
No, we were waiting for you.
Okay. Who wants to share some good news? And when you share your name and how long you've been with Wildtree and maybe where you live, because we don't know all of you guys. But somebody share some good news here while we get started.
Sarah, Sarah, you just shared good news.
I guess I did. I just shared that it's only the 17th of the month and I've already officially sold more than I ever have in a December in the past.
That's amazing. Go, Sarah. That's amazing. Amazing.
I can't find my tab. Where you guys are. I'm like, I can't find you guys.
Who else has some good news? Guys, let's set a rule right now. Practice this, because every call we start, there's 5 minutes of good news at the beginning. So this is never going to surprise you again. And it's so boring when I have to look at you guys through Zoom like this and be like, hello, who has some good news? Share it. So who has good news?
Maria, come on. You have some good news. You texted me on Friday night. And
Okay.
we call on you if you don't jump in.
I had 2 vendor events, Friday and Saturday. And on Saturday, I asked someone to host and they said yes, and we set a date. And on Friday, someone seemed very interested in hosting, said she works beside this job. I was at a workplace beside the job. She also works in a gym as a personal trainer, knows a lot of people, and was interested in the double host rewards and earning free products. We did not get as far as setting a date, but we agreed that we would talk after the holidays. So that's good news. That was my first asking a stranger to book a party. And it was actually very easy, surprisingly. So
yay, that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm so not into the Zoom thing, but I'll have to get over it. I see all the glare in my room and
All right. Who else?
Well, that was amazing. Thanks for sharing. I know it's scary to talk on Zoom at first.
Kayla, how come you're on here twice? You're called in with a phone and a computer?
Yeah, I put it on my computer so I can record easier, but then I film on my phone. I actually have a huge TV screen as my monitor with no camera.
Oh, okay.
So otherwise you'd never get to see my face, which maybe is okay, but.
So when you're looking off to the side, you're actually looking at us rather than.
You got it. Yeah.
Got it.
I sometimes put the phone, but then it's right at my gut and I don't like it. So anyway, there you go. That's why it's that angle. But I'm actually looking at my computer screen, which is huge. And yes, you're all amplified. I can see your faces. Anyone else? Come on, people. One more.
I'm Lori Keck. I've been with Wildtree for just a little bit over a year now. I'm looking to possibly have my best month ever.
Yay! This month, Lori?
I hope so. I got some work to do. We'll see. It'll be close.
That's exciting. What's the gap right now, do you think?
I've got, well, oh my gosh, I've got a slow pair
Oh, okay.
on the Christmas party or the Christmas, 12 days of Christmas. But I know she will pay. And once she pays, I'll only have a $300 gap.
Oh, totally doable. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think so. A little scary for me, but because they don't have any events, so I'm going to have to do this old school.
Old school. I love it. We're gonna talk about that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce myself and have the other lovely directors on the call do the same thing. So if you don't know me, I'm Kayla Troutman. I live in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin with my husband Nate, my 3-year-old son Macaulay, and then our yellow lab Pfeiffer. And I have been with Wildtree almost 5 years, and I started as a part-time discount rep, promoted to team leader, was at team leader for I think 2.5 years, and then promoted to director. And my ultimate goal is to beat Sonara Brown. I mean, hello. So, okay, just kidding. That's actually not it, but it is to chase the top of the income structure here at Wildtree. So a little bit about me. I just want you guys to know I worked full time when I promoted to team leader. I did walk many of the same walks that you're about to during this program. But in this season, you're going to see me chasing a toddler. I totally flex my schedule around my family. But I'm in now a place where I can be a better coach and mentor. And I do this full time for that reason. But I did walk in your shoes. So that's a little bit about me. Who wants to go next? Sarah?
Sure. And before I start, Lori, we all got the email that came out a couple hours ago about tomorrow's call, tomorrow's team builder call, which is all about the H2 challenge. So pay attention to that and the email that's coming out. I don't remember if it's coming out Thursday or Friday this week. That $300 gap could be very, very easy to close if you jump on what they're going to announce.
Thanks, Sarah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because that's really only 1.5 or 1.75 of those programs, Lori, and you'd close a $300 gap. Genius. Thank you, Sarah, for saying that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, might even want to get one for yourself to see what it's all about. So, yeah, I was thinking 2. You're 1.5, but you're right. The CV is a little bit lower. Okay. I am Sarah. I live in Scotch Plains with my husband, Scott, my 2 daughters, and they are preteens. My oldest will be 13 in February, and my youngest will be 11 in a couple weeks. And my dog Casey, who is asleep at my feet. If any of you have a dog in the background that barks, she will wake up and bark at them. But she's asleep right now. I've been with Wildtree for just over 6 years, and I was with another direct sales company for about 3 years prior to that. So I've actually been in the industry for a really long time. I started in September and promoted to team leader right away, October, November. Yeah, I've been doing this a really long time. I promoted to director. I've been a director for about 2.5 years now. Let's see, my stage of life is a little bit different than Kayla's right now, my season. My kids are preteens, so they are my daughter was still playing Fortnite in the back room and you guys could see her. They are very active all over the place. Their activities are getting later and later. So it's a little bit harder to find time to do parties. So we're getting a little bit more creative here at our house. And my older daughter's bat mitzvah is in February. So I don't know if all of you guys know what that means, but really it means the next 2 months and 1 week are going to be insane for my family. So I'm going to be as present as I possibly can be for you guys, but also understanding that it's just kind of a season of my life where my family needs to take top priority. And I love that Wildtree gives me the flexibility to do that.
Love it. Thank you, Sarah. I love what you just said. I love that in any season of your life, that's how we want you guys, like we want you to see we're just real life women and men in this industry, but women leading you in this program. And there's no magic secret. All of us have busy lives. All of us have and families, and that can just be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, no kids, pets, whatever it is. But you just have to work this around the season you're in. So I love that you said that, Sarah. Carissa, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am. I should probably put my video on. I'll put my video on. It's kind of dark because I have a little one next to me. I don't know if you can see her, and she's playing with chapstick. She's obsessed with chapstick. So my name is Carissa Perzo, and I'm a director here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I'm married to my husband, Tony. He's at work right now, so obviously I would try to be in my office for these calls, but she's preoccupying herself while I'm doing this. I am a mom of 4 kiddos, 3 boys and a girl, so a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and then Nora's a 1.5 years. So super busy. We actually just got home about a half hour ago from basketball practice and clean up and, bedtime routine and all the things. So I've been with Wildtree for real life 7 years, but I say real life because I really didn't do much those first couple of years. When I decided to work Wildtree as a business and work this alongside my corporate job, I promoted to team leader 5 years ago. It took, when I decided to promote, I promoted out right away. And then I promoted to senior team leader about a year ago, and then just recently promoted to director in October. October was it? Yes. So love it. I love that, like what these Kayla and Sarah said, that I can kind of just work this business when it works for our family. My husband works swing shift, 12-hour shifts, nights, weekends, all the things. So I love that I can still be there for the practices and the school pickup and the drop off and all the things, and yet still work Wildtree in the pockets of time that I commit myself to doing so for my family. And like, I want to touch on too what Kayla said. I promoted when I was working full-time corporate job in a buying office. I really had no intention of doing this as a business until I just wanted a little bit more out of being at home with my kids and wanting to be there more and being more present. So I also, worked this full-time alongside a corporate job, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom working Wildtree now as obviously in the full-time mom. But I just wanted to kind of touch on that too, that wherever you're at right now, I'm probably walking in the same shoes as you did a few years back too. So just so excited to be starting this lead program with all of you and get you all where you want to be in the next couple months.
I actually just want to throw in there too. I actually had a corporate job as well when I started with my previous direct sales company, and exact same thing. I worked the two side by side. Left my full-time job to focus on that, and then found Wildtree and made the jump. So I was already a work-at-home mom when I came to Wildtree, but I do have that same corporate background and did both jobs simultaneously, just like a lot of you are doing when I first started.
And the reason that we bring that up, you guys, is not to say that there's a right way. If you're a stay-at-home mom, that's amazing. If you don't have kids yet and you're just home looking for a job, or you're working full-time and a part-time job and doing Wildtree, what we want you just to hear is coming to this group, it's an even playing field. We all bought a business builder kit. It doesn't matter if you've been here 6 years and you're finally deciding to go for team leader, or if you've been here 6 days, which literally, Shelly, you've been here 6 days or something like that, ridiculously crazy. So, or 3 days. Or I don't know, but point is, it doesn't matter. So what you hear in Sarah is that she made a decision when she was with her last company to make this her job around her kids. And what you heard in Carissa is she had been here for a while using the discount and literally woke up and said, I need to make this more, called her upline, strategized a plan to team leader, and did it in the next 2 months. So the first point of this call, there's 3 points total tonight, is vision. You have got to know why you're here. Something lured you here, whether it's the fact that you love to be a part of something and you wanted the extra training, whether it's that you need the extra money for your family, whether you want the promotion, and maybe that's pay, maybe it's just the title, recognition, praise. That's not a bad reason to want this. Maybe Wildtree means a lot more to your family, and you're realizing that, and you want it to be a retirement plan. You want it to be your full-time job. You want it to be more worthwhile when you leave the house to do a party, or you're sitting behind the screen running a Facebook party. So I know Sarah's amazing at this. I'm actually going to just ask her to kind of just Sarah, can you do a couple minutes of just setting vision, basically the prosperity circle, but just walking them through the importance of this, why spend a couple minutes talking about vision? Obviously they all want to be here, but you and I both know without vision, team leader is not going to happen. So do you mind if I put you on the spot?
Yeah, no, my favorite topic. So, there are going to be days where this job is tough, where you make 10 phone calls and get 10 no's, or leave 10 messages, or parties cancel, or whatever. And it's tough, and that happens, and that happens to all of us. And it's really important to know that that happens to all of us, and it's completely normal, because if every day you have like that, you're going to make 10 phone calls and get 10 yeses too, I promise. But when you have a vision of what you are working for and why you are working for it, those negatives roll off your back a lot easier, because you are so focused on the big picture. And I always give this example, Kayla, I hope you don't mind if I jump into this example. You probably know what I'm going to say. Prosperity circle. So the idea is, picture like at the face of a clock, and 12 o'clock is where you're setting your vision, and this is your goal. So for all of you right now, this is team leader, but it needs to have a little bit more meat. Why do you so badly want team leader? And a lot of that you fleshed out in your prerequisites for even joining this class in the first place. And then when you get to the 3 o'clock, this is where you're really sharing this vision. So this is what we really want you to be focusing on between now and the beginning of January. Sharing your goal with your friends and your family that you see over the holidays, with your husband, with your kids if you have them, letting them know, Mom's going to be working a little bit more now, but here's why. Maybe even it's a color-in tracker that we're going to share with you, I think, in a little bit, that you put on the fridge and let the kids help you color in or whatever. This is where you're reaching out to your friends and family and asking them to host for you, because you're socializing this idea. And that really goes into, between now and January, February, doing the work and just not being afraid of doing the work. And the work is like the 6 o'clock time at the bottom. And then the 9 o'clock time on this clock is where you analyze. And we are going to be meeting with you. You're going to be meeting with your upline director or your upline team leader at least once a week to kind of help you analyze what's working really, really well, and where are you having problems, and where can we kind of push you back to the work area and make a few tweaks so that your work is being more productive, so that you can hit that goal. So does all of that make sense? Can I get some thumbs ups or some yeses or something? Okay, awesome. Thank you. So just to real quick give you a little story around this real quick. My daughter, when Kayla and I were learning this together a few years ago, my daughter was 10 and she was going for her black belt in karate. So her goal was she wants to earn her black belt. And she socialized it really well, telling me, telling all of her friends, telling the teachers that she was going for this. And then she had to spend a lot of time in that 6 o'clock time frame doing the work. She had to be able to run 2 miles in 18 minutes. And she had to be able to do 50 sit-ups and 50 push-ups and all of this curriculum, whatever. And what we discovered as we were in the 9 o'clock time frame analyzing, are you going to be able to do this, and kind of going back and forth, and we realized she really needed some help on the running. We went and hired her a running coach, and that was what she needed. She met with this person 3 times a week for an hour to be able to get her run time down to 2 hours and 18 minutes. But I taught her this prosperity circle, and she was learning it, and she applied it. Part of what she needed to do to get her black belt was give a 1-minute speech about what she learned in going through this process. And she sat up there and explained this prosperity circle to the 100 people watching her test for her black belt, and really kind of teaching everybody there how to set a goal and work for it. So I hope that as you have tough days, you think of my daughter having to run 2 miles in 18 minutes at 7 o'clock in the morning in November in 30-degree weather, and think, okay, I can pick up the phone and make another phone call.
Yeah, Sarah, I never get sick of your story, and that's why I knew you wouldn't care if I called on you. Sarah and I, we were out in Tahoe together at a personal development training that we did, and we were learning this tool together, and that's just always stuck with me. The fact that she's teaching her kids skills that I think sometimes maybe somewhere along the way for us as we grew up, and maybe not, maybe you had amazing parents or amazing teachers, mentors in your life, but I kind of feel like I lacked that a little bit. Like, my parents are amazing people, but it's never that they really said, like, truly go follow your dreams and it will work out if you keep working at it, like you'll make enough to survive. They were much more practical people, like, go to college, get a safe degree, a business degree, and then get a 9-to-5 job. And now they think that what I do is incredible. And the fact that I can be with my son and stop at my dad's shop today and say hi, he just loved it. The way that he looks at Macaulay. And so why I share that is, if you don't have vision, if you don't have that warm, fuzzy feeling that Sarah got watching her daughter complete this, and like the way that she lights up and talks about it, if you don't have a goal that's going to give you that feeling, like, you don't really have vision yet. So that's the number one thing. And I want to make sure I leave enough time here to get through everything. So I'm going to end that, although this could be a 3-hour call alone. But this is a great topic to talk to your upline about when you connect with her here before our next lead call, which we're doing every Monday night at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. Connect with her if you need help, or connect with someone in this group, or share. I encourage you to use the chain and share kind of maybe if you're stuck and maybe you want this, but you're struggling to find like an exact why, or maybe your husband isn't on board, or your kids, just are in a crazy season. And one of us, I'm sure, can help you get to a place where you've got true vision. But of course, even at our level, at director level, or Sonara, or whoever you are in a company like this, an industry like this, you have to have a why. You have to take it back to the basics. Something made you join. Something made you sign up for this lead program. What is it? What do you want to accomplish here? Why do you want to be a team leader? What are you going to do with the money, or what is that going to feel like? Write yourself a letter. Dear Lori, when you have your highest month on December 31st, you are going to feel so awesome on New Year's Eve. Like, tell yourself what that feels like, and how many customers you helped, and how good you feel about the Christmas sale and the events you did this month, whatever it is. For promotion wise, like when you write that out and you say on March 1st, I'm going to promote having hit team leader numbers January and February, and this is what it's going to mean to my family, and this is what it's going to feel like, you're 20 times more likely to make it happen. So vision is first and foremost.
When
Go ahead.
you write that, this is super important. When you write it as if it's March 1st, or Lori, write it as if it's December 31st. Today is March 1st, and I accomplished. So that it's as if you already did, not as if it's going to happen in the future.
Yes.
That makes it so much more likely to happen.
I love it. Okay, so vision's key. So if you don't have vision at all, then I'm going to give you the rest of the information tonight, and Carissa and Sarah are going to help me. And then basically you need to figure out vision first. But we already know this group's going to be amazing. You guys are amazing women. We're so fired up to help you guys build your businesses. You're going to learn, grow. You're going to get to support each other, and you're going to have Sarah, Carissa, and myself as your mentors. But really, what do you get as a team leader with Wildtree? So I'm going to very quickly go over 12 things that you get as a leader. There's probably a few more that we're missing, and Sarah and Carissa interrupt me at any point. But number one, why the 12 points are why go for team leader March 1st? Like, why go for this? Yep.
You're gonna post this. We don't want people scrambling writing notes. Just listen so you hear all of this, and let Kayla share the notes.
Yep, I'm going to share all the notes and the recording tonight right away after this call. I'm literally going to upload the Zoom and put the notes and the call in our message chain, and you guys can then copy it and save it wherever you'd like it. So, okay, so why promote to leader March 1st? Number one, it truly is our busiest selling season, right? Like right now we're in it, Lori. That's why you're having your best month. But January, with New Year's resolutions, everybody getting back on track nutritionally, everybody wanting to eat at home, busiest season. Number two, some of you are already coming to Rise, so you're going to get leadership training. And those of you that are not coming to Rise this year, or weren't in our last lead program, so you did not receive an invite, you will get recognized as a leader at our next conference, which is our national conference, STIR, in July. So this is like the most amazing time to promote, because you're either coming to Rise and getting the leadership training, or you're going to be able to get recognized as a leader and attend just different things and be just a leader at our next conference in July at STIR. So that's huge. Number three, 40% pay on your personal sales. No more 20, 25, 32. It's 40% pay as a team leader. And number 4 and number 5 are related to pay as well. Instead of making 3% on your team members, you can earn 12% back on your first line team members' sales. So if they sell $1,000, you make $120, simple math. So 12% on first line and 7% on second line. So, and down. So that means instead of going from basically right now, most of you are in the 20, 25, 29 or 32% commission rank personally. And at most you're making 3% on a team member. You go to 40, 12, and 7. That's a huge income jump. Sarah, Carissa, do you guys want to add to that? Because I feel like you guys are much better numbers people than I am.
I mean, to me, it was just, if right now, if I'm going to go do a party tonight and one of you is going to go do a party tonight, and let's say both parties are 8 guests, both parties are $500, I'm going to walk away with 200 and you're going to walk away with 125 doing the exact same job. Which one of us would you rather be? Like, to me, it's just that simple.
Yeah, and I always like to say too, because sometimes the numbers get a little like, confusing and people are like, wait, what? How do I get? And I always just say, just follow just be coachable and follow the structure of this program, because you're just going to be doing the same work and getting paid more when you promote.
Yep.
Same amount of work, but getting double pay.
Love it. Okay. Number 6, you'll receive a lead certification and just become a better coach by completing this program, no matter what. Like, that's bare minimum. This is huge because this program didn't exist years ago. And I feel like a lot of the things that you guys learn in this program, we had to kind of learn on our own. And that's okay. It's good. But this is better. So that's amazing. Number 7, a special surprise gets delivered after you promote from Wildtree. It's an amazing day. It comes to your doorstep. It's just a really cool thing that you definitely want to experience. $25 product voucher, or I think it varies on what comes out for new products, but you get some incentives like that from the company when you're a team leader, when new things are launched and new things come out. So that's huge. Number 9, you'll be a part of our leadership team. And if you recently were in my organization or Carissa's, the leadership team put together the sale that you guys just did. And I know Sarah recently, I think, just had dinner with her leaders. Like, it's a big deal to be a part of the team, get to make decisions, get to pick training topics, even get to lead trainings and things if that's something that you like to do. Nothing's ever forced, of course. Number 10, when you hit mid-month mins and you qualify as a leader by the 15th of the month, you get bonus business bucks on top of the already amazing business bucks program that we have. So more business bucks as a team leader. You get to be on the map. I know Sarah and Carissa both have awesome stories recently about this, but when you are a leader, you show on the Wildtree map. So if someone just goes to wildtree.com and is just looking for someone to join or to host a party with, they're going to probably click on the person that's the closest to where they live. And you don't show on that map unless you're a team leader. So that's super cool. And then also with that, number 12, when orders come in from people that are just, maybe they used to have a Wildtree rep and they no longer do, or maybe they just heard of Wildtree for the first time and they place an order online, Wildtree assigns those orders to the nearest team leader or above. So that map is super important because you just get orders. Sarah, what did you just get in the last month, did you say?
I got $400 in orders in November, and I have already gotten $300 this month. Just free orders handed to me. I have no idea who placed. I mean, I have the names, but I don't know the people who placed them.
Right. So, and I've had, over the course of my business, I've had recruits join me. I've had parties book. In fact, my vet is now my vet because she found me online, booked a Wildtree party. I did the party with her and fell in love with her facility, which is where we had it at her vet clinic. And now she's my veterinarian. Like, how crazy is that? So that map is huge. So higher pay, getting to attend, the special leadership conferences, getting recognized at our national conference, surprises, extra incentives, more business bucks if you hit mid-month min, all of the things is why leader, right? So as you're setting your vision, I really want you to understand all the things you get. It's not just the 40% pay, although that's incredible, or it's not just extra business bucks, or it's not just being on the map. It's all of those things. Crazy, crazy, crazy good. So anybody excited about those things? See a show of hands. See some excitement. Don't look like you're falling asleep on me. Okay, good. I love it. I love it. Like smiling faces. Okay. So then the last part here, and we can come back and hit on this. I want to make sure though on the recording, I get everything on. That's really important. The number one thing that we think last time around, if you were in the last lead program, we didn't do a great job on this call of setting that vision, going over what you all get as a leader, and then just quickly making sure you understand what a leader is. So a leader leads with integrity, with a positive attitude. It's totally okay to vent. It's totally okay to share what's going on. It's totally okay to share a roadblock you come across and ask for help from this group. But a leader is solutions focused. You are joining this program because you want to run a successful business. You want to help others do the same. And at the end of the day, even when we don't agree on something, whether it's amongst ourselves or with the company, we look for the best solution. That's what a leader is. So in order to get all the perks we just talked about, and in order to really be a leader, there's just really a couple of simple things you have to do, but it's very specific numbers-based things that if you don't do, you won't qualify as a leader. So to start out with, when you go for your leader promotion, you have to hit team leader numbers January and February to promote on March 1st and be paid as a leader for February. So you have to hit the first month, hit the second month, you get paid the second month, and you promote then. But you do have to hit 2 months in a row. And what that means is you plus 2 team members minimum, obviously the more the better, that's going to help you hit these minimums, must do 3,500 in sales total as a team. Each of you 3, so you plus 2, must do $350 each. And then somehow you're making up that difference amongst the 3 of you to hit the 3,500. So Carissa and Sarah, maybe say it back a different way. I know this can be the one thing that maybe I'm not explaining it very good.
No, that's exactly how I explain it. That's
Okay, that was clear. Does anybody have questions?
If it's not clear, if you need a visual, we can post the graphics in the you already did. Did you already, Kayla?
Yep. 3,500 total TV in your back office. You must do at least 350. 2 other people must do at least 350. But I want you to be real with yourself right now. You can't do 350 and those 2 people do 350 and be anywhere close to 3,500. So right now, the main thing, and then I'm going to open it up for questions on the rest of the time, is that you need to be booking your calendar. That's what's amazing also about this lead program group. You guys have time right now and double hostess credits to use. And like Sarah said, the launching of this H2, what are we calling it? Healthy Habits program that's coming out. Like, you guys have all the goods kind of being handed to you and saying, hey, when you see, family at Christmas, ask them to book a January party, ask them to host a Facebook party, ask them to place an order for our new 21-day challenge, whatever it is. But you're going to be able to stack the cards right now to have a super strong January and February, and obviously start putting attention on recruiting if you don't already have a team started, because again, in order to hit the minimums, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. 3,500, you plus 2 team members, and everybody has to do at least 350. I sent you guys just a picture earlier, and we can give you guys a couple of different trackers. I wanted to hit on this. Remember when at the beginning of the class I said, without vision, you won't make it happen? When you have a strong vision, you will color in a tracker or create a simple spreadsheet or write it. I don't care if it's a sticky note on your desk, but start to tally as you get orders, as you know your team members have parties. It's so good to know when your parties are and when your team members' parties are, or whatever they're doing in January and February, because you're going to want to know where you're at and you're going to want to keep track. Jess Huffman was the friend that I sent the picture of to all of you right before this call. So if you didn't see it, go back and look. She is a great tracker. She's a numbers person, but she still uses a color in tracker for things like this. And I remember when she promoted to team leader, she kept that tracker with her at all times. You can see at the very top, she was tracking orders. She knew when her team members had their parties. And she, just like Carissa and Sarah both said, she just did the same thing she had been doing all along, but she was strategic with it. She made sure she had enough personal business, and she made sure to track her recruiting and conversations she was having. And that promotion has meant the world to her and her family. And now she does Wildtree full-time. At the time when she promoted, she did Wildtree part-time alongside her full-time job. And this has been, I could go into a 3-hour story about her, but this has been a huge blessing to their family when she lost a job and this needed to become her full-time income. So I wanted you guys to see that, like, that's what the program's about. It's not really about these nuts and bolts, but there is a numbers game to it. There is strategy. That's how you get the bigger paycheck. And that's what Wildtree is rewarding you for. So Sarah, Carissa, what do you want to add? And then after they add,
I just want to add one real quick thing. You have a lot of parties that you need to book to get here, right? Average party is $3,500 in sales means between you and your team, you're looking for at least 7 parties. You're probably better off scheduling 8 to 10, knowing a couple are going to cancel. So know your dates that you are available to do parties. Have them posted like right by where you work. I literally have a little Post-it note. I do this every single month, and I post it right above my computer. So if I'm on the phone with somebody, I have my dates at my fingertips. And then when I book one, I just cross it off. And that way I always know when I'm working what my available dates are. Some of you might have like a calendar book and you have your dates highlighted. Whatever it is, know what they are. But I started doing that years ago. I had all of my available dates. I have all of my surveys of everybody who has told me that they're interested in hosting. And basically, I think my job for the next 2 weeks is just to match every single one of these things with a date on my list there. That's how I do it.
Yep.
But having the dates right in front of me is vision. This is my job. It's the first thing I see when I walk into my office every morning.
Yeah, if you guys know me, my office is jam-packed with awards and things that fill my cup. I am a recognition person. I'm a words of affirmation. I need to be told now and then that I'm doing a good job. It's just what drives me. And I don't look at that as a shameful thing anymore. I look at it as I just like to be, it can just be a simple, great job. And I'm like, yay, that's amazing. I'm going to print out that email. So my office is like covered in stuff like that because that makes me want to get up and do this job every day, along with my underlying paycheck goal and my vision board of things that my family wants to accomplish. But I am huge on vision because I would have never thought it was important until this was my full-time job. And I realized without a plan, you're just going to keep doing the same thing. And it's not your fault. It's just human nature. You need to have vision. So, okay, what questions, so we don't run out of time, what questions do you guys have for us? That was a lot of information in a very fast call. Anyone? Okay, who's excited? Someone share something they're excited about or something that they heard on the call that got them like, yeah, let's do this. Well, this is really exciting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thank
I'm
you, Lori.
excited. I'm excited, a little scared because it's a lot, but no, I'm excited about the idea of the money and that giving me the possibility of being closer to my vision, which is to basically leave my current job. But hopefully sooner than later. I get to leave in 3 years, but it would be cool if it could be before that. If I could make it happen before then, that would be amazing.
Love it. You should be a little nervous, excited, maybe nervous because it's more than many of you have ever done here with Wildtree specifically, but your excitement will carry you through so much further than you even realize. So I know it's late and I know every Monday it's going to be the same thing. It's hard when you worked all day, even being home today and then getting on at 8:30. So please note, we're not trying to be sarcastic when we're like, hello, anybody, but just the more that you guys can share with each other too and form relationships, you guys will have friends when you go to your next conference. You'll have your people who get you. How do you think Sarah and Carissa and I became friends? We put ourselves out there and we were vulnerable on weaknesses and strengths and we share. And that's how we got